Social media was supposed to make us feel more connected. So why do so many people feel lonely while being watched by hundreds of people every day?
Because being visible is not the same as being known. We built larger audiences and called them relationships.
That sounds dramatic. My friends are still my friends, even if most of our contact happens through a screen.
Maybe, but ask yourself a harder question. Are they meeting you? Or the version of you that performs best online?
Everyone edits a little. That does not mean the connection is fake.
Editing is not the problem. The problem begins when the edited version becomes the only version allowed to exist.
Allowed by whom? Nobody is forcing me to post the best photo.
Not directly, but approval trains behavior. What gets attention gets repeated. What gets ignored slowly disappears.
So a few likes are somehow changing my personality.
Not in one moment, more like water shaping stone. Tiny rewards teach you which parts of yourself are socially profitable.
Socially profitable makes friendship sound like a business.
Online, it often becomes one. You package your mood, polish your image, publish it, then study the market reaction.
But people have always cared what others think. Social media did not invent insecurity.
Correct, it industrialized it. Insecurity used to visit. Now it has analytics.
Wait, analytics?
You can measure attention in real time. Views, likes, replies, saves, followers. Belonging used to feel uncertain. Now it comes with a dashboard.
But numbers can be reassuring. If people engage, at least I know I am not invisible.
You know your content is not invisible. That is a very different comfort.
I am not convinced. If a friend comments on my post, that is still a real person reaching out.
Sometimes, but a comment can acknowledge your performance without touching your actual life.
What does that look like in real life?
You post a birthday photo surrounded by people. The picture says, "I am loved," that night. You still do not know whom to call when you feel empty.
That is not social media's fault. Maybe the person just has shallow friends.
Exactly, and the platform can hide that shallowness by making social activity look like emotional intimacy.
So the feed becomes evidence that a life is connected, even when the person living it feels disconnected.
Yes, it is a movie trailer mistaken for the full relationship.
A trailer still comes from a real movie.
Unless most of your energy goes into producing the trailer, and very little goes into living the movie.
That sounds like something only influencers do.
Watch ordinary behavior. People choose a cafe partly for the photo, delay eating until the table is filmed, and judge a trip by whether it looked worth posting.
That is just sharing memories.
Sometimes. But here is the uncomfortable test. If nobody could ever see the memory, would you still value it as much?
Honestly, maybe not every time, but wanting witnesses is human.
Wanting witnesses is human. Needing an audience to confirm that an experience mattered is something else.
What is the difference?
A witness shares the moment with you. An audience validates the image of the moment.
So you are saying we traded belonging for branding?
Yes, belonging asks, "Can I be real here?" Branding asks, "What version of me will be approved here?"
But personal branding can help people get jobs, clients, opportunities. It is not automatically toxic.
It is a useful tool. The danger is using a tool for public positioning as the blueprint for private relationships.
Give me an example.
On LinkedIn, you turn uncertainty into growth, exhaustion into resilience, and a layoff into an exciting new chapter.
That is professionalism. Nobody wants to read a breakdown in a work post.
True, but if that polished language follows you home, you may start narrating pain instead of feeling it.
Meaning?
A friend asks how you are. You say, "It has been a challenging season, but I am learning a lot." It sounds honest. It reveals almost nothing.
Maybe the person just does not want to overshare.
Boundaries protect privacy. Performance protects image. They can sound identical from the outside, but they serve different masters.
How can I tell which one I am doing?
Ask, am I keeping this private because it is mine, or hiding it because it would weaken the character I perform?
That is a brutal question.
It should be. The most expensive performances are the ones you stop noticing.
And that still is not the worst part, is it?
No, the worst part is that relationships adapt to the character you give them.
Explain that.
If you always appear easygoing, people bring you demands. If you always appear strong, people bring you burdens. If you always appear successful, people bring you comparisons.
Then they love the role, not the person.
They may never get the chance to love the person You keep sending the understudy onto the stage.
But being fully authentic all the time is unrealistic. Adults need filters.
Authenticity is not broadcasting every thought. It is reducing the distance between what you display and what you actually experience.
So authenticity is not total exposure.
No, it is internal and external life staying in the same zip code.
That is a nice line, but dating apps make this almost impossible. Everyone has to present themselves.
Dating apps turn people into storefronts, 6 photos, a few prompts, a quick promise of personality.
And without that storefront, nobody walks in.
Correct. The problem begins when you keep acting like a storefront after someone enters.
Meaning I keep selling instead of relating.
You hide neediness, delay replies to seem busy, pretend not to care, and turn uncertainty into strategy.
Because showing interest can lower your value.
That sentence proves the point. A relationship becomes a market, and vulnerability starts feeling like bad negotiation.
But people do get rejected for being too available.
Sometimes, yet performing indifference may protect you from rejection by preventing genuine closeness in the first place.
So I win the game by making sure nobody can actually reach me.
Exactly. You avoid losing a relationship you never allowed to become real.
That is bleak.
It is also common. Modern loneliness is not always the absence of people. Sometimes it is the absence of permission to be unmarketable.
Unmarketable sounds like being boring, messy, needy, or ordinary.
Yes, the traits that make a person difficult to brand are often the traits that make them possible to know.
But why would anyone choose the messy version when polished people are one swipe away?
Because belonging is not built by winning comparison. It is built when comparison becomes irrelevant.
That sounds idealistic. In real groups, people still judge.
Of course, belonging does not mean nobody judges you. It means the relationship can survive information that does not improve your image.
What kind of information?
I am jealous. I do not know what I am doing. I need help. I am happy for you. But your success also scares me.
Most people would never say that out loud.
Which is why many conversations are crowded but emotionally empty.
Let me push back. Group chats, memes, and quick reactions still keep friendships alive.
They maintain contact. Contact matters, but maintenance is not depth. Just as keeping a light on is not the same as living in the house.
Then how does this play out in a normal friend group?
Someone disappears for 2 weeks. Everyone sees their stories, assumes they are fine, and nobody asks a direct question.
Because the stories show them at the gym, at brunch, maybe laughing in the car.
Exactly. Their content becomes an alibi against concern.
That hits close to home.
Good. Now go one step further. You may be using your own content to prevent people from noticing you. Need them.
Why would I do that if I feel lonely?
Because being lonely hurts. Admitting you are lonely threatens the identity of being wanted.
So I protect the image that I belong, even when that image keeps me from asking for belonging.
That is the trap. The brand guards the door of the empty house.
All right. Suppose I recognize myself in this. What do I actually do without deleting every app and moving into the woods?
Start smaller. First, create one experience each week that produces no content.
No photos at all.
Photos are fine. The rule is that the moment does not need to become public to count.
What is that supposed to change?
It retrains your attention. You stop asking, "How will this look?" and return to, "What am I actually feeling?"
That sounds simple enough. What is the second step?
Use the friction test. Before posting, ask whether you are sharing to connect, to express, or to regulate insecurity.
And if the honest answer is insecurity?
Do not shame yourself. Delay the post 10 minutes and give the need a more direct response.
Such as?
Text one person, write the fear down, ask for reassurance plainly, or let the feeling exist without turning it into content.
Direct reassurance sounds needy.
Indirect reassurance is still need. It is simply need wearing better clothes.
Fair. And the third step?
Practice one unedited sentence in a safe relationship.
Unedited how?
Replace "I have been busy" with "I have been avoiding people because I feel behind." Replace "it is all good" with "I am embarrassed that this affected me so much."
That could make the conversation awkward.
Awkwardness is often the doorway between performance and intimacy.
But what if the other person responds badly?
Then you learn something important. Authenticity does not guarantee acceptance. It reveals where acceptance is possible.
So being real can cost relationships.
Yes, but performing can cost your relationship with yourself.
That sounds like a forced choice.
It is not all or nothing. Think of a dimmer switch, not a light switch. You increase honesty where trust has earned it.
Earned it how?
The person respects boundaries, does not weaponize vulnerability, stays curious, and does not require you to entertain them to remain welcome.
That last part matters more than people admit.
Because many people confuse being enjoyed with being loved.
Aren't they connected?
Sometimes, but being enjoyed depends on what you provide. Being loved includes who you are when you provide nothing impressive.
So the real test is who stays when I am not funny, useful, attractive, productive, or inspiring.
Yes, and whether you can stay with yourself under those same conditions.
Now we are moving away from social media and into self-worth.
We were always talking about self-worth. The platform is only the mirror with a scoreboard attached.
Then maybe the problem is not that we post. It is that we use public reaction to decide whether we are real.
Better, and once reaction becomes identity, silence feels like erasure.
That explains why a post can underperform and ruin someone's mood for hours.
The disappointment is rarely just about numbers. It whispers, the version of me I offered was not wanted.
So we offer another version.
More polished, more agreeable, more extreme, more aesthetic, less human.
And the audience grows while the person shrinks.
That is the hidden trade.
But some people build huge communities online and genuinely help each other.
Absolutely. Technology can support belonging. It just cannot manufacture the risk, reciprocity, and repair that belonging requires.
Repair.
Real relationships include misunderstanding, apology, disappointment, negotiation, and return. Audiences usually scroll away when the performance stops satisfying them.
So an audience consumes consistency, while a relationship survives contradiction.
Precisely. A friend can hold the fact that you are generous and jealous, confident and afraid, loving and difficult.
A brand cannot.
A brand must stay legible. A person is allowed to be complicated.
Then what should I notice this week?
Notice where you are easiest to admire and hardest to know.
That is uncomfortable.
Also notice who knows facts about your life, but not the emotional weather inside it.
And then say something real.
Not to everyone. Choose one person who has earned access and give them one sentence that has not been optimized.
What would success look like?
Not more engagement, less distance between the person living your life and the person other people are allowed to meet.
So the goal is not to disappear from the internet.
The goal is to stop disappearing inside your own image.
I think I finally understand the contradiction. We have more ways to be seen than ever, but fewer places where we feel safe being unfinished.
And belonging begins where the performance is allowed to end.
Then maybe loneliness is not always asking, why does nobody see me?
Sometimes it is asking, why do I keep showing everyone someone else?
Give me one line to remember when I catch myself turning life into content.
Do not build an audience so large that there is no room left for a person.